Hey guys, welcome back. Busy day at the shop today. Today I want to show you how to sharpen the cutters and the blades inside this Bearcat shredder, chipper shredder I believe it's called, model SC3305. Now the same procedure may apply to other Bearcat chippers as well. So the first thing you want to do is remove this bolt here. It's a 13mm head. I've already removed the nut on the other side. And once you have the bolt off, this grill will come off, this guard I mean. Now the second thing you need to remove is the belt guard over here. There's 3 nuts that hold it on. I've removed the 3 nuts. Then this guard will come off. The reason you want to remove this guard is because there's a hole right here for the pin to slide through when you take off the cutters. So have a look inside here. This can spin quite freely here. You might want to disconnect the spark plug boot on your engine before you do this. Now there's a bunch of cutters right here. So there's a few rows of them as you turn the unit. And then you got 2 blades on the inside right here. So I've already sharpened 1 blade. And I'll show you how to do the next one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just show you how to lock this up. You can just grab a piece of metal or a hammer like this, and I lock up the blades here. And now with a 13mm socket, I will remove the 2 bolts that hold the blade here. And this blade here can just be reversed because it's sharp on both ends. So the blade points like this, so all you'd have to do is flip it over and put the other end on there. If you don't feel like doing that, you can just sharpen it and put it back on, and I'll show you how to do that right now. And I will be using my angle grinder with a flat disc, just the exact same way that I sharpen my lawnmower blades. And it's around 30 degrees here. So I've got my flat disc on here. It's a 60 grit. It's a bit used, but that's fine. And I'm just going to go on a 30-degree angle here. Alright, so you can see a nice sharp edge here, so you got to be careful with that. The blade will be going in like this. Now before putting the bolts back on with the blade, I do recommend that you put some blue Loctite on them. And what you want to do is line up the blade in this position here, so just like this. And now what I do is I shift the hammer from here to there. So that gives me leverage when I'm tightening up the bolts for the blade. Okay, so these blades are done. That was easy to do. Next, I'm going to show you how to flip these over. I've already flipped these over here as well. And you can see the bottom ones are a bit dull. So what I'm going to show you is how to remove the pin here that holds them and flip them over. Now, what I do recommend before you take these off is to take a picture with your phone to make sure you put them in the exact same position. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn this. You'll need a 10mm socket to get this nut off and the small bolt. And I highly recommend before you take a pin out is spray it with WD-40 or any kind of penetrating oil. It'll just make it easier to slide the pin out and get the little bolt off. So I'm just going to lightly tap it with a hammer here. And here's the bolt. It's a number 4 Allen screw. Now if the socket heads are dirty like this, make sure to clean them, because when you go to retighten up the bolts, you will not be able to put the Allen tool in there. Now what you need to do is line up the cutters or the shaft that holds the cutters to the hole that goes through the machine underneath where I showed you earlier. And then what you do is you put a 1/4 inch pin punch right through this hole. And then you can tap it. And you can see now that the pin has started to come inside the machine. And here's the shaft that holds everything there. You can just pull it out and everything will come down. Now I've got all the cutters inside here, and I'll just flip them over, put them back in the same position they were in. So now what I'm going to do is put the dull end at the top here. Now I'm just going to push the shaft from behind here. Now make sure you put the same spacer that was there before. Now grab the other cutter. Make sure you put the dull end at the top. And again, don't forget to take pictures with your phone because it does come very, very handy. And now the next cutter will go on, just like that. And now this will go through. Now before I put that little bolt in, I will put some anti-seize on it. And then what you have to do is line it up through the shaft. And I got lucky here. It went in quite easily. And then just put the nut on. And I'm just going to go in and tighten up the nut. It is a lock nut, so you don't have to tighten it up too much. That's good enough. So just repeat that process on all the cutters, and don't forget to reinstall the belt cover that goes underneath. Right there, you've got 3 nuts. It's so easy to do, guys. It does look a bit intimidating at first, but it's not that bad. Make sure to have some lube ready, WD-40 or anything like that, and just spray them before you actually take them off. It'll make it so much easier for you. And don't forget to do both blades. There's 2 blades inside here, which I showed you at the beginning of the video, and it looks like you have 4 rows of these cutters to switch around. Now if your cutters have already been switched around twice and they're dull, then you will have to take them off and sharpen them up the exact same way that I sharpened the blades on the side. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please comment below, let me know how you make out when you sharpen these up and switch them around, and you guys have a great day.